This is the explanation about the subphase in VE procedure, defining functions. In order to improve the value of a VE target, which may be a product, service, or business operation, by using the VE procedure, it is first necessary to clarify the function of the selected VE target. The function is the unique role of them. A product or service is expected to influence something else for the benefit of somebody. What is meant by the word function is the expected influence of a product or service on something else. In VE, we try to use the two words, noun and verb, to concisely describe functions. This is aiming to describe the functions so that everyone can easily understand. The something influenced by VE target is defined as noun, and how they influence on other thing is given as a verb. Now, let me show you how we define a function as a combination of a verb and a noun in VE. The first example is umbrella. The function of an umbrella is to stop rain. Next example is a pot. The function of a pot is to heat water. Here, you should note that VE targets, products, services, and business operations are designed to perform some functions. In addition, products and services, which are recognized as VE target, are made up of multiple components. Then, in the subphase of defining functions, the components of a product or a service are identified to define the respective functions. You should first divide the VE target into components, such as parts, taking into account the scale and complexity of the target. Next, you should define functions that should be performed by each of the divided components. Since a single component may perform multiple functions, it is important not to overlook the necessary functions. Now, you may note that the VE target is recognized as a group of functions. Needless to say, it is important to be familiar with the VE target to properly define the function.